in addition to homelessness, which obviously you've put a renewed emphasis on, besides homeless children, young people, families, et cetera, the people that you've just described, who else does the agency, will the combined agency help? What are the other major portions of your client base?
Seniors is a major portion of our client base. We do a lot of work with seniors to try and help them stay in their own home, whether it be a senior companion program where we have senior volunteers that go in and spend time with seniors in order to help them, or a shopping program or a case management type of program. So we do a lot of work around the seniors population, and that's an old program that's been around for a long, long time in Pima County. The other areas that we talk a lot about, we do a lot of therapy and counseling for children, youth, families, and seniors. We have a nice group of therapists that are available for those kind of services, and they also complement all the other services within the organization. The prevention services, like the things that we do at House of Neighborly Service, we're feeding a wonderful group of 40 seniors that pretty much are within the neighborhood of South Tucson that come to H&S twice a week for socialization and a nice meal and lots of talk and bingo. And it's a gathering spot. At H&S, we also work with the local schools and have a great literacy program for young children. So, again, there's a lot of pieces to it.
We're talking with Sue Cray, the Executive Director of Our Family Services, and Patty Caldwell, the Executive Director of New Beginnings for Women and Children. And these two very fine agencies will be merging on July 1st. So the challenges of the merger, we've got your team and my team, and we've got what you do and what we do, and we have, if it's like most mergers, there's some turf issues in there. So what have been the challenges, ladies?
Well, I think actually one of the strengths of this merger is that, some mergers come about because a business is in crisis and frequently a financial crisis. I think one of the strengths for this particular merger in our organizations is that, we've both got strong balance sheets. We're in good shape financially. And so we were able to look at it really with thoughtfulness and without being in a crisis mode. So I think, Sue in particular has done a great job of leading her board through and partnering with her board and really thinking through a creative way to think about managing the organization and taking it even one step further with a planned event, which is her retirement. And I think it actually provides a great model for the community on when to think about merging organizations. We've had a very constructive process with our boards looking at governance and how the merged board will operate. We've really already structured our new senior leadership team and what that will look like. There's certainly many other things to sort through in terms of practices, but I think actually so far, kind of knock on wood, I'd say it's been relatively uneventful and smooth, and actually I think for all of us pretty exciting to look at the opportunities.
You're going to have to write a book when this is all over because it sounds like the merger made in heaven.
Well, our family's been through a couple others that were had a little more challenges to them, but I know I've learned a lot from those, so I think those other experiences come to the table here.
Sure.
Without the financial crisis involved, then the reason for these kind of activities, there's lots of reasons why people merge. Retirement is a great one, rather than that eliminates one more position in this community that is okay to eliminate.
On that subject, let's talk a little bit about mergers and their impact on staff. Typically, 1 + 1 equals something less than 2. Are you planning to downsize or streamline your staffing?
I think we've been really smart. In the last year, as this started bubbling up and we saw it happening, anytime we had a vacancy that we didn't have to fill, we've left it vacant or have had a temporary position. So we've been smart, I think, in planning those kind of activities. And we've brought in consultants to help us through those because we still needed those positions, but we didn't know if we'd need them beyond the merger. Mm-hmm. So I think that strategy has helped us a lot look forward. At this point, we're not seeing any layoffs. There'll be some readjustment of some positions and some changing. Patty's a different CEO than I am, so she'll develop her own team. But at this point, we're not seeing any major staffing change, and I think because of that, some people have left. People, turnover happens.
Yeah.
Not so much program-wise, but administratively. That's where sometimes those overlaps happen. But I've been without a CFO and have had a temporary person in there for a long time. So Patty's CFO is going to take over for us.
Sounds like that seals the book deal. If you can pull off the merger and not downsize, that's kind of unheard of, at least in the private sector. Let's talk a little bit about what the community can do. You've done an excellent job of outlining the services that you provide and the role that you play to create that safety net here in the Tucson, Southern Arizona area, and we salute both of your organizations for the fine role that you do play. So somebody listening to this program, you say, these folks are doing really, really good work. I want to support your organization, the merged one or the two independent ones now. How can somebody go about doing that?
Well, I would say the first thing they can do is they can go to we each have separate websites at the present time. But if they Google either our family or New Beginnings for Women and Children, they'll find our website, which I think the first thing is they'll see the kinds of services that we provide, and they'll be provided with ways to think about supporting us, whether it's by volunteering, because we each use a lot of volunteers in our services, or through providing support through monetary donations or non-cash donations. Those are all ways that they can support us. And it's always good for us to get the word out about what we're doing, because they may know people, have friends or families that actually could use the services. So if they talk about this program they heard this morning and the things that they've heard about the services we're providing, that's a great thing in the community as well. They can become a community ambassador.
Let me, since you've mentioned the websites, if you're interested in learning more about either of these organizations, grab a pencil. The website addresses are Our Family Services, all one word, of course, ourfamilyservices.org, and nbwctucson.org. That's N as in Nora, B as in boy, WC Tucson.org for more information about the services provided by these very fine organizations. I want to ask you each for an example of a success story, if you can think of one. Somebody who used your services, who came in one place in life and went out the other side of your organization in a very, very different place in life. So have you got a favorite success story, either one of you, that you can share? I'm sure there are many, but is there one that you can pull up that kind of exemplifies what you do?
I had a young lady talk to us the other day about, she was a homeless young mom, had been living in her car with a little baby, didn't know what she was going to do next. She ended up coming into one of our community programs. She finished her high school diploma. She's working towards a law degree. She's dreaming of being an attorney on the reservation and helping the community in a way that she never thought she could before. And this is a very dynamic young woman that is determined to be successful in spite of her circumstance. And to me, those are the ones that show. Those are the ones you talk about and represent hundreds behind them. And Mike, can I just say one thing? The biggest thing going on at our family is we are the recipient of Angel Charities this year.
Wonderful.
We are building
Congratulations.
a new youth shelter, and very excited and very honored to be chosen that year this year.
Congratulations to you. Whoa, where did the time go? Let me say thank you for listening, and thank you to our guests today. I want to also recognize other major community investors in the Tucson Metro Chamber's Chairman's Circle. They include Citibank, Institute for Better Education, Villa Maria, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Intuit, Amity Foundation, Tucson Medical Center, IBM, Desert Diamond Casino, Pima Federal Credit Union, Union Pacific Railroad, Sunt Corporation, Rosemont Copper, Alliance Bank of Arizona, Coventry Healthcare, Diamond Ventures, Quarles and Brady, Crest Insurance Group, SCF Arizona, and the University of Arizona College of Science. Make a point to be right here on AM 1030 KVOI every Saturday morning at this time for another chapter of Profiles in Business. And remember, whether your business is big or small, you fit in at the Tucson Metro Chamber. Get the facts today on what we can do to help you make money and save money and what we're doing to promote a pro-business environment and improve quality of life here in Tucson and Pima County. It's all at www.tucsonchamber.org. This is your host, Mike Varney, President and CEO of the Tucson Metro Chamber. Again, thanking our guests today, Sue Cray,